Buenos días! Buenos But when I wanted to cut hair, I really got inspired to cut hair because I was singing in the talent show. I got in trouble in math class for singing. I was singing in a talent show. When I went to sing in this talent show, I got second place. A guy in the audience stopped me afterwards and said, "Bro, you were amazing." And he says, "Man, you should have won." And he's like, I don't know the guy. He's like pumping me up, and you know, I felt.
He's a fan from
yeah,
distance.
I felt really good with the words of affirmation and the encouragement I was receiving. My parents, nobody was there. I was a little too embarrassed to sing in front of a large crowd like that, but I did. I sang in front of a large crowd, got a standing ovation. It was a lot of fun. But it was kind of weird because I didn't like the crowd. It's kind of hard now because you don't see that. But that changed my life because he gave me a ride home. When he gave me a ride home, I took advantage of that opportunity. I went back, it was a Saturday, I went back on a Monday after school, shop was closed. But then I went back again on Tuesday. And when I went back again on Tuesday, I received that same type of affirmation again. I'm going in, and they're making an announcement. Hey, this is the kid I was talking about. Sing a note for us. This guy's awesome, da 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 da. And I'm hearing all of this stuff. But that's not why I went. I went because I wanted to show gratitude for giving me a ride home. And I think a lot of times people miss the moment, right? That was a moment that I could have for the rest of my life said, hey, when I was a kid, the guy who owned this barbershop gave me a ride home from the talent show, and that would have been it. But that's not what happened. I went in there to show my gratitude for giving me a ride home. And even though they were closed the one day, I still purposefully went back the next day while they were open to say thank you and do whatever I could. So I swept the hair, I threw out the trash, and he's like, man, you don't got to do that. And I told him, no, I appreciate it. But because I received that sort of affirmation while I was in there about a job well done, I continued to come back. Because I continued to come back, I got inspired to eventually cut hair, right? I cleaned the windows for a haircut, right? And then after that, I continued to serve. And then I started messing up all the kids in the neighborhood.
I was working a salary job in management, cutting hair on the side, and I was really having a tough time with that. During the pandemic, my workload increased. I wasn't, I wasn't sleeping or anything, just working a lot of hours. And I was like, man, I had 1 foot in, 1 foot out of the barber game. I was like, I want to go full in with this right now. I'm 25 years old. I want to make this decision now before I get too older and I have a lot more requirements to take care of. So I was like, this is a big decision. I'm vacating my salary. What school should I go to? I checked out about 3-4 schools, and this one by far, blew me away. From the time you step in, Dan explains the service. They really do a great job of explaining what they expect from you and what you should expect from them. And that right there was kind of like, okay, I feel comfortable leaving this place that I'm at right now to go to here because this place is going to elevate me for, you know, what I need to accomplish, but also, you know, just everything about it, the space that they offer upstairs, the downstairs. I mean, it's next level. I would go as far to say I don't think there's, you know, any place around like it that's doing what we're doing here. So that's really why I choose Premier.
Now, some schools won't tell you that because they want to get as much money out of you as they can. That's not us. We're going to tell you need to be above that so you get out of here and enjoy life and enjoy what this profession has to offer you. Okay, 75% is not good enough for me either. It's the standard that we have to abide by, but I'm going to tell you why 75% is not good enough. We're speaking, or I'm having a conversation with you, we're talking, you're probably going to retain a very small percentage of what I'm saying because it's the first time you're hearing it, okay? You'll probably ask me again, hey, and I'll say, do you remember that orientation? Oh yeah, that's right, you did tell me that. What do you think happens when you're learning information and you're hearing it and you're learning it and you're understanding it, but then you're removed from it for a while? You'll forget it. Retention is important. So if you're at a 75% level when you leave our program, by the time you take your state exam, it's going to drop. Naturally it will. I've been teaching this stuff for years, and even right before I teach, I go back and reread some of the stuff and get back into it so I can get back into the swing of things. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, I gotta cover this. Because I forget if I'm not doing it.
Right.
Okay? So how much more for you as a student that needs to hear it, needs to learn and understand it. We don't want to teach you so you can memorize information. We want to make sure that you're learning and you understand it. The further away from the program you are, the more that retention begins to drop. So it's important that you know the information. 75% is not good enough for me. But 75% will keep you in the program legally. 67% of attendance will keep you in the program legally. We will always encourage you to be above that. What is the one way that you'll know where you stand?
The weekly reports.
Boom. Weekly progress reports that we give out every single week is how you will know.
That's how you spell mannequin? It's not N-E-Q-I-N.
Bro!
Asking, bro.
There's two different ways to spell mannequin.
I was just asking.
So what got you into the barbering game? Now that you're here, you made the commitment. I see things are real right now. What made you get into it, man?
On to help save people, man. Look,
Same for bad haircuts?
Yeah, some folks out here don't know what they're doing. You hear me? Yeah, so.
Oh man, that's wild. What made you choose this school?
The walkthrough program looked crazy.
It's crazy, right?
Look crazy. It's like the what I've come to learn just from the walkthrough is that it's like the old school knowledge, but the new tricks.
Yeah.
And the technology, as far as like barbering, the advancement is like speeding up quick. The way things are changing.
It's dropping like new stuff dropping like every week.
It was his suggestion.
Yeah.
So to become a proficient salesperson, you must be able to do what? Articulate, I like that. Okay, what else?
Let's go with persistent.
Persistence? Okay. What else? Before you can articulate and the big sales points, what else? What do you need to do?
Be personable.
Be personable. What else?
Determination.
Determination. Okay.
I need to ask them what they want.
Ask them what they want.
Yeah,
you need to know what your market is.
You know what your market is? Okay. What's up?
How do you feel about late clientele?
Late clientele?
Yeah.
Personally,
I should like a little policy on it.
Personally, I don't like late clients. So what I do now, it depends how late they're gonna be. But when I was in the shop, it was like a policy we would not cut it. And it was like $15 for a later missed appointment.
How late?
10 minutes.
Okay. 10 minutes you want to go?
10 minutes. Yeah. If they're 11 minutes late, we're not cutting. That was just a shop policy. But when I was building my book, I kind of wanted to be able to cut them just because I needed the clientele back then. It was a shop policy, whatever. But the clients will realize quickly that
You're not playing around.
yeah, not playing around. Like you got a schedule to stick to. You got to be professional about it. Like they got to respect your time as much as you got to respect theirs. Hey, you ever get the people that ask for shape, like book a shape up, and they say, yeah, just fade the back, fade the side, and take a little bit off the top.
That's a full haircut, bro.
Yeah, it's a full haircut. Yeah. Edom always had to take. If I pick up my clippers, it's a haircut.
Yeah, doesn't he?
If you want to shape up, you want a haircut.
He does by hours, right? Like he just
Yeah, he does by the hour, but back then,
hour.
yeah, back then it was if you want to shape up, you want a haircut. Charge you for a haircut, but we would fade your temple, we would fade out the neck because it looked better.
Right.
So like you don't want you walking out of here with a shape up, and then all of a sudden you comb your hair and it's hanging over,
Right.
and all of a sudden, oh, barber messed me up, barber messed me up.
Right.
Like no.
Right.
So we would always trim around and everything, make it look like a haircut.
Right.
That's why we were able to charge that much more. Anything else? Any other questions, comments, concerns?
It's like you see it and you're like, nah, this is like going to be like kind of a reflection of me. So it's like I just can't just give you that. You know, I gotta give you something else. Like his hair, he had like kind of like what you like the hairstyle you had. So he had that, and I was just like, I can fix this for you, bro. I said, I got you. I said, I can like work it all together. He was like, you sure? I'm like, yeah, I got you. The bolt pushed him back and everything. Like, so it's crazy.
So that regrowth looked nasty.
Yeah, like the regrowth, you know. So I like fixed it. I brought some of the hair down. I lined him up. I just didn't have no enhancements for him, so
Yeah.
but he was only supposed to get a shape up anyways.
What's up? Welcome to Edom Talk Tuesday. We're talking about everything today.
That was good. I thought the angle was good. Live. Buenos dias! What's up? Thank you guys for tuning in to another Tyrik Talk Tuesday. Always appreciative of the students that are here, prompt, ready to go. We thank you guys. Ready to come. Buenos dias. Ya tú sabes, on me. We doing live in premiere. Tyrik Talking Tuesday, that's it. So, as always, I always ask you guys, do me a favor and share. Let folks know that it's going down. C. Watkins 667, David G. Ron, what's happening from the Shy? He's from the Shy. Ray, who else we got? Frank 1987, the barbershop uppercuts. Merit for Men, what's happening? Get You Faded. Christian the Barber, King's Barbershop 17. Good afternoon from Barcelona. Thank you for joining from Barcelona. Fly Guy Almighty got the fade in style. Barbershop ESPN, LL Cool Fade. We are here. Thank you guys for joining. Don't forget to share. Uppercuts 99 says, I'm back. PV Barbers, thank you guys for being here. We totally appreciate you guys taking out the time to tune into another Tyrik Talk Tuesday. Those are a few things that I wanted to share with you before I get into the topic of this week. And so, without further ado, let's talk a little bit about what the topic is. Last week, we did the relationships that you're building while in the chair by being concerned with the individual sitting in the chair, not you. It's not cool to talk about how you turned up this weekend or you smashed shorty last night. Remember the girl that was going on that stuff doesn't matter. In professional sports, it's 4 quarters, right? And it's time. There's people's dreams have been destroyed because of the shot clock, right? You got so many seconds left in a game. You don't want so-and-so, whoever that is, whoever you choose, to get the ball to score. We have coaches in the classroom that can help you with the information they have and the ability to cut at a high level so they can pass it on to you. Training and enjoying what you do is totally different. Playing to win is different, and competition is different than just playing because you like it. When my kids say, I don't want to go, well, guess what? You going somewhere. You're not going to be sitting up here doing nothing. And then they come back exhausted, tired, ready to go to bed, go to sleep. They don't want to watch TV. They don't want to play video games. They don't want to do any of that stuff. And then they can't wait till the next day to go back to meet their new friends and get those experiences that they said they didn't want. Just like the sandwich that they don't like, just like the thing they don't want. I see it with students. Hey, Russell, you're up for this haircut. Man, I don't know how to cut no straight hair. You ain't gonna put me on that chair with that dude. Why do you think you're here? I'm gonna be playing golf that Saturday, so any of you golfers out there that wanna play and hang out, let's do it. I wanna see you guys there at CT. Send me a direct message if you wanna play golf. We're playing that Saturday at CT Barber Expo early. Can't wait to do that. There's like 2 tee times already. I'm gonna be booking them tomorrow to get 8 players. I already got 6 people who wanna play. So if you wanna play with me, let's go, let's get it going. I'm excited to do that. I love you. Remember, I live by the motto, serve your needs by serving the needs of others. I hope I served your needs today. You guys be great, and see you next Tuesday. You guys suck. I already know what happened. I said, I want you to play with me. You're like, oh, Paul. That's worse.
Don't blame me, cuz.
The absolute worst.
I ain't saying anything.
You remove some of the weight, and it's probably out of fear. Right. You were afraid. So when I look at this again,
First thing I noticed, I'm like, yo, he ATL.
his line looks good. You got it, it's symmetrical. There's a little bit of weight in his temple area, but maybe you were afraid to like drop that a little bit. Right, and in the back, so it was hard for me as a teacher is I didn't see you do it.
Right.
So because I didn't see you do it, I can't make the adjustment for you, like how you position your body or how you held the clipper. Right. I can just see that you left line and you left some weight. So what did you cut this down with? What, a 2?
I did a 2 on the top.
Okay, and then a 1.5 with it. Okay, so now I called that while you were saying it because I can see it. So what you want to do here is you probably want to take that 1.5, since you went 1.5 with it, take that 1.5 against it. It will soften that up a little bit. But your blending is going to be between this bone right here and this area. That's probably where you want to put most of your focus. Right where that dark spot is, right there.
Okay.
Okay? And in order to eliminate a line, what does he got to do?
Cut above it.
Cut above the line. You can't cut underneath the line. It's going to take you longer because then the line keeps going up.
Right.
So you want to eliminate the line, you got to cut above it. But there's a technique. If you've been watching the cutting and the angles, that helps you to cut above the line. I can go down today and help you with somebody. So if he cutting somebody, you go down and say, oh, you up here?
No, I'm still up here. I came out for 50 tomorrow.
Okay. All right, well, I got you. When you get on the floor, just if you got something, I have no problem coming to it.
Yeah, I just wanted to check.
It don't look bad. It's symmetrical. It's got a good weight to it. You just a couple areas. That's all.
All right.
Yep, you got it. It's better than when you started.
Yeah, it was.
I know
That's how I'm looking at, like, yeah, I know I did got to know I gotta improve with some areas.
So how's your experience been since you, I guess I was here a month ago.
Yeah, about that. It's been
How's it been
good
so far?
Pretty good. Learned a lot. And, you know, so far, done a couple cuts on my friends.
How's that first cut? Nerve-wracking?
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. My buddy who actually went here was actually helping me with it. So, like, he kind of pointed me in the right direction, but I was doing 95% of everything.
That's what's up.
Just to get, like, used to it.
So Sonia, what inspired you to go to school?
I've been wanting to do it. I'm sorry, let me put this down.
You're fine.
I've been wanting to do it like for the last 5 years, and I just got motivated, decided to do it this year.
Why this year? Just like, I want to just rip the Band-Aid off and be like, yo, let me get it done?
Yeah, exactly. I've been waiting so long, and then, I don't know, I say I want to keep on extending it. If I don't do it now, I'm never going to do it.
So how do you feel about your commitment to it now?
Oh, I'm definitely committed to it, 100%.
Take the candy because I gave it to you. Paul, like, you didn't want it because I offered you to have it. Like, for real. Like, just go ahead and say it. You thought you was going to debo me on my candy, and I said you can have the candy. So now you didn't want it.
Where you from, bro?
Chicago. The west side.
West side?
Yo, shut up, Joe.
So what got you over here to this to the school? I mean, were you here or you moved from Chicago to Philly and you came to the school?
I moved to Baltimore from Chicago to go to Morgan State.
How long have you been cutting for?
I've been cutting since I was like 13.
So this is like, so what got you into like, for lack of better terms, investing into the craft now and being legit?
I got tired of, I've been tired of working for people.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be my own boss.
Why did you choose this school?
To be honest, because they close and they take financial aid because the brother's broke.
But now that you're in it, do you see the value? I see you got a heavy hitter that's running the school. What do you think about the staff and the direction?
Staff's dope. Can't have a better advisor than Tyrik, for real. That's like my big brother, mentor type guy.
You don't really see barbers taking on the responsibility of teaching the future. Usually you see him as like, I'm gonna get mine, I'm gonna do me, and yada yada yada. But to reinvest back into the culture, that's pretty impressive, huh?
That's huge. It's very huge. He's devoted. He's very much dedicated. He loves to give knowledge to everybody. Like he gives the best advice for everything. He's always real. He's never gonna lie to
2019 on the Raptors.
If Carmelo goes to the Lakers, he's gonna be the best Laker on the team. Over LeBron, over Westbrook,
LeBron gonna
over
make
everybody.
Shine. Here,
What is LeBron?
LeBron a veteran, but they friends, so they gonna make each other.
What?
You stop being a hater.
You's a plum dummy.
To him, LeBron got 0 rings and Melo got 4.
He got like 6. Melo got 6 rings. Been to the finals how many times?
That's cool. I won't use that for you no time.
All right, so we're still gonna do the same small subsections. We're gonna start this haircut off with a 0. And then the 0 goes into the 45. Or 45 goes into 0. So I'll make the initial cut with my 0 degree. I'll cut a little bit more so you can see it. All right, 0's done. Take my next subsection. This one gets clipped up, out the way. Now I'm gonna use that one, that section with the one I just cut, and then I'm gonna go inward. You see the guide at the bottom? Flare up, and then I'm cutting. All right, again, one more time. You bring them both together down, and then off to the side, and then anything left gets cut.
One group that's better than Wu-Tang, that can probably go toe to toe with Wu-Tang.
Outkast.
Damn, that's lovely.
Nah. I think it's apples and oranges.
That's like ridiculous. It kind of is. They two different styles of Outkast, but they
better than
Andre 3000.
Oh my God!
Yeah, I said it. Outkast is better than Wu-Tang.
Andre alone is different.
Exactly.
Andre 3000
doesn't get credit.
And Big Boy compared to Method Man.
Okay.
Ghostface
Filler.
Ghostface Killer. ODB. The Jizza. Old Dirty Bastard.
ODB. Pause. Old Dirty Cyrus.
Whoa. Extra pause. Extra pause.
Pause, Joe.
Yeah. Okay, God. Okay.
Colin Pause who?
Us.
You! I ain't hear it. You
would have said GZA.
The RZA, the Jizza, Old Dirty Bastard, Inspector the Deck. Yo, what? Y'all ain't hear that? That's not y'all millennium. That's what it is.
Bro,
you Generation X.
Bro, Outkast had one memory, bro.
Facts.
Method Man.
Outkast.
I mean, not Outkast.
Come on, bro. Yeah, get it together.
All right. Take Method Man out of the equation.
RZA. ODB was.
You got
MAT. Outkast. Take Big Boy out. What you got? Your 3 stacks. Yeah. The male version of Lauryn Hill.
Whoa.
You're out of your fucking mind.
What?
out of your mouth. Who else is? I hope that you're the one. Come on, bro. That was sight.
Don't look at me and say
that was sight.
He definitely did. He's trying to lock eyes and everything. Come on, cuz.
That was big. Curve in the middle.
It should curve in the middle. So the middle should be more like
you got sanitizer?
Round it off.
And then straight down.
Gotcha.
Hello, my name is Idamar Cordero. One of the instructors here at Premier Barber Institute. Today is Barber Day at Chosen 300, which is a worship center where we've been giving back to, providing free haircuts for at least the past 3-4 years now. What we do is we bring our freshman class students. They come in here, they provide free haircuts for the less fortunate members that come here to this worship center, and we just have a great time doing it. This has always been a passion of mine since my time in the military. I've always been giving back to the less fortunate. Any type of volunteering that I can do, which is, you know, I used to go to the soup kitchens in DC, or, you know, Toys for Tots for the children during Christmas time. And then even now as a barber, I've used the skills that I've learned to give back in a different way, which is doing haircuts for homeless. So what we do here is same thing, but it's just our students that are doing it. And it's not just about repetitions for the students. It's about giving something back to someone who could just may need a little spark in their life. It could just be the conversation. It's always bigger than just the haircut itself. It could just be, you know, a little conversation, a little bit of words of encouragement, or, you know, something that they can relate to. You know, maybe there's an idea that one of these gentlemen or women have that they just wanted to tell someone and share the idea with, and someone that's just there to listen, and it's just more encouragement for them. So this means a whole lot to me, always. I've always been passionate about giving back, no matter what it is, no matter how you got to get it, no matter where it is. It's just always been something great, and something that I've loved doing. So being able to do this once a month, you know, with the students at Premier Barber Institute has been truly amazing. It's always been a great opportunity here, and we just enjoy doing this, and this is something we're going to do for years to come.
I came by here and do some. They said, money haircut. All right. All right.
Get a nice little fresh cut, huh?
Yeah. They call me James Brown. Ow, this man was.
My name is Sharika Douglas. I'm the program manager with Chosen 300. This is just one of the programs that we do here at Chosen 300. We provide free haircuts to those that are in need and the homeless. Just basically anyone that need a haircut, they can come to Chosen 300 and get a haircut for free. So Tyrik, they come down every fourth Mondays at this location, and they do this with just the goodness of their heart, serving the community. It doesn't matter what they look like. It doesn't matter what they're going through. They know that they can come to Chosen 300. None of the barbers judge them. No one looked down on them, and that is something that is awesome, and that's something that they say is one of the best things, is they can just walk in and nobody look at them strange. You know, they just need a haircut, that's it.
So I'm partnered with Tyrik, and I guess it's pretty much we're set up in clean delineation. Tyrik runs the education side, and for lack of a better term, I run the business side. So for Premier, I handle admissions, I handle the financial aid. I'm doing most of the work that we are doing right now about planning. I have been spending a lot of time also on legislative issues and getting us introduced and tied into what's going on in schools for a legislative perspective. So it's an interesting time for schools. We are Title IV, so that means that we accept federal financial aid here at our school. Premier is primarily serving low-income students. Over 70% of the students that we have attending this school have come here from families that are low-income, considered low-income. Over 70% of our students get full Pell Grants. So there have been some changes of late in the way financial aid is done. We love our students, we love having them come here. Another thing that's unique about Premier is, aside from offering the federal financial aid through Title IV, we also have veterans attend the program under the GI Bill. There have been some changes very recently in the way the rules are done. One of those rules used to say that we can't have more than our revenue come from can't have more than 90% of our revenue come from government resources, like Title IV financial aid. Up until a few months ago, those veterans who attend our school, and we love our veterans, their tuition counted against the 10% of that equation, so that helped us. With some changes in the last CARES Act that went through, there's been a big shift. Those dollars now count against the 90%, and it makes it very difficult for us as a school to be able to serve our low-income students and our low-income community and still meet these random federal guidelines around percentages when all of our mission is to educate people. The net effect on that could be very negative for us. As you have seen as you've gone through, we have added a stage. We're looking at multimedia. Part of that is to see what we can do to drive other income streams, but also we want to be involved now in the legislative process. So when they're making decisions in Washington about, private schools and how we're not doing anything to provide service to our low-income constituents, we want them to be able to speak about us. So for this one on the national congressional level, there's not going to be any changes, not that we can see. We have had Congressman Madeleine Dean, who was a new congressman, came into our school for a tour a few weeks ago. And she loved it. She was scheduled for a half hour. She spent almost an hour and a half here talking to our students. So our goal is to get people to go back, and when they're talking in the halls about, private schools and how they're not bringing any value, which we are a private school, and we get it. Other private schools have gone down. ITT Institute went out of business. Corinthian went out of business. They overpromised and underdelivered. We don't do that here. So some of the things that I'm doing with getting us access to our state legislature representatives is, we know there are funds that are being considered right now for training in the trades. As of right now, barbering and cosmetology are not considered part of those funds. We're trying to get some visibility in what we do here at Premier to train barbers and the type of life that they can have and the type of career they can have, to try and change some mentalities a little bit to see if we can get barbering included in some of those funds that are going to be distributed. Well, people are coming to us from all different ways right now. We're very diverse. We have Black, white, Hispanic, we have men, we have women. We have 18, 19, and 20-year-olds. We have people in their 30s and 40s and 50s attending the program. They come from us multiple ways. I like to say it's the little voice in the back of their head that's saying, hey, they're thinking about this. They've cut some hair. They've enjoyed it. What's holding them back from pursuing it as a career? That's how many people come to our door. From there, Tyrik and I are both in lockstep agreement however they get to us. We want them committed to the program, to coming to school every day here, to making a contribution to our culture, to completing and going through every day. And for us, that's really helped. Our completion rates are very high. Our licensure rates are very high. Our placement rates are very high. But as I said, a lot of those students, they come from backgrounds that are primarily low income. So we're putting them on a path where we can change their lives, attending Premier. Come in and learn a great skill and a great industry and put themselves on a path where they can have a fabulous career in what we just think is a great business right now. Listen, we have a great reputation because there is a premier way of doing things. There's a premier way of teaching our students. There's a premier way of setting a tone. When our students go out into shops, those shops know they're getting a premier barber. If we're going to expand to another facility, you have to be able to carry that brand and everything that's behind it of how they're going to be taught and how they're going to be trained and what we are going to be delivering out to those shops. For us, that is everything. However we go, whether it be our own facilities or if we were to look at a franchise, everything has to cover itself underneath of that premier brand. And for us, that is, there's a premier way of doing things and a premier way of training things. And we see it measurable every day in the respect that we're getting from barbershops and the demand that we're seeing for premier barbers.
Nothing we can fucking move.
You're not
Still
gonna get
there.
that joint off?
So now,
Nah, it's there. You got it. It did just pop off.
you see how much I did though? But now when you go to put the cape on, you can fold it over like you're supposed to. Make sense? That's what I was showing him.
Yeah, I use those ones like a stick.
This is a nice little cape.
Yeah, it's a great cape. Illusion.
Oh yeah, they told me about it.
So next time. What's your intention? Remember it the next time. What time you leave? So October? Yeah. Alright, come back.
So a little bit behind right there, but before you attack that, so after we're finished with this, actually this is too hot. No, absolutely not.
Oh no.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, no. This is what I'm trying to do with myself, so I gotta learn. I'm just glad you bearing with me as a student.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
That ain't nothing.
Because we definitely not gonna mess you up. He just gonna help me out if I need help.
That ain't nothing.
Yes, sir.
So we knocked the color down to 2, right?
Yes.
And then we faded it, so now we need to finish that fade. So if you need to, you can block the rest of the hair with the comb, so you can come up all the way. Right. We're doing almost the same exact thing we do down here.
And you're a senior, right?
Yeah.
So when do you wrap up? When do you get your 1250?
So I get to my 1250. I'm supposed to graduate September 29th. So, like, I was working in the shop, but like the traveling distance and everything, like just coming out here and trying to balance like my lifestyle like outside, it was just like it was a lot. So I stopped working at the shop and I just been like cutting hair at home. So I like cut like my friends and everything, or like people that like write me on Instagram, I cut them, and just wait until I graduate so I can like go back into the shop and focus on that like really full time, because I was just working on the weekends and I didn't really like that. It was like I was going there and it was just like it just wasn't for me like doing it like that. So I want to do like, you know, all throughout the week and like really be in the shop instead of going to school.
Is it like a consistency thing with you, where you have to have more consistency, or
like for me it was just like it didn't make sense to me because the shop that I was working at it was a commission shop, right? So if I'm working on the weekends, it was 50, like, you know, I come in and it's 50-50, you know, so yeah, it's 50-50. So I'm coming here on the weekends and I'm busting my ass and I'm cutting like 10 people. Mind you, I'm still in school, you know, so I'm busting my ass, you know, so like I'm like, he's taking 50% of whatever I'm making. I could have that.
You could negotiate that?
It would that's just how he run his shop.
I do 70-30 for my apprentices.
You see, and that's what Tyrik kept telling me. He's like, I do 70-30, and I'm like, yeah, 50-50 is that's not it. And then like my intentions was like, it's a great shop, great shop, great environment, like their clientele is great. It was just like I just started thinking about it, and I'm like, if we doing 50-50 and we calculated how much I was gonna be making in a week, if I'm making that means he's making the same exact thing as me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, so if I'm making $1,200 a week, he making $1,200 a week right off of me. That don't make sense to me. So I'm like, yeah, I don't think this.
Hustling backwards.
Yeah, so I'm like, that don't make sense to me. I'm like, I'm cool. So I stopped working here and I just been cutting hair at home and everything. It's been great.
Initially, when you look at it, it's more of like what works for me, and you're kind of seduced by like, oh, I'm in the shop and I'm getting experience. Then you're like, yo, I'm good enough to hold my own. Wait a minute. Money looking funny. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That's really what it was for me. And it was crazy because like before that, like I had a conversation with like Dan and Tyrik, and he was just like, don't make that decision to go to night school, because I was gonna switch to night school so I could work at the shop. And he's like, don't make that decision. You're gonna jump in it and then you're gonna be mad at yourself. And I'm glad I didn't do it, because I would have been upset myself. I've been working here and it's getting half of everything I make it. It don't make no sense to me. So now I like the shop environment. Like it's great because it's like you get everybody's different perspective, and you see how everybody else cuts, and like helps you in a sense, you know, because it's not just you trying to, like when you going off on your own, you gotta like, in a sense, you still gotta learn things on your own, because you don't got that energy to feed off of from everybody else that's gonna help you like and push you, you know. So it's like when you by yourself, you gotta grind harder. So it's like in the shop, you're gonna get that extra energy that you want, and it's gonna like push you, you know. So that's why I want to work in the shop, just because, you know, I plan, like my intentions is like I want to have like my own thing, but I want to see how certain shops are run, you know, because I want to be able to base myself off of like, okay, I don't want to do this because I didn't like this. Exactly.
Yeah.
I didn't like this when I was there, so I wouldn't want that for my shop, you know. So like just see what everybody likes, you know, because the barber community is crazy in Philly.
Usually they just knock it off.
They knock it off?
Yeah.
Okay. No problem. We don't want to push anything back, but we want to keep it as natural and sharp as possible. See how I'm not going in like that? I'm keeping it straight. How many of you guys have mowed lawns before?
I used to do landscaping.
So when you mow your lawn, you take one strip, then what do you do? How do you get that next strip coming back?
You turn around and come.
You turn around, but you put half the mower on the strip you already you already cut, right? So what I'm doing here is, got that. I'm taking half of what I already did, and then half of that, just to keep the blade straight.
That was the reason I had like the slim lines like so much, because it taught me like how to keep it like straight easier, because the blade is so small.
Right.
My chemical kit?
Make sense?
Oh, yeah. Yesterday?
Let's see you do the other side.
Yeah, I'm about to cut it. The one young boy that
outline.
That Nicholas cutting that one time. He was a good little young boy, and he just don't talk. Talking to him, he's like, he's quiet. He's just looking at me.
What's happening? It is our annual field day with Premier Barber Institute students. The Smoking Barber, how you doing? Haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you. Frank 1987, Locked and Rooted, Flo Rizel. Raise your hands. I'll see you in a few minutes. Raise your hands. I already know. So looking forward to seeing you guys here in a little bit. But for those of the students that are on here, it is field day, alumni day. So we're about to get down. We're going to be cooking, grilling, and chilling. It's what's going to go down. But before we get into the topic for today, I definitely want to highlight a few different things. Like I said, it is our second annual. We missed last year's field day, but the students are here, ready to go. We got all our different sports items in the box. They ready. There's going to be some basketball and a few other items. But I do want to make an announcement. Don't forget, guys, to hit the share button. Let folks know we're going live. It's me, Louis G. What's happening? Please hit the share button. Let people know that we're here live at Wentz Park for our annual field day, and we want to share this day with you guys.
Come on. Oh, that's go. Straight to first. You got it. They can't get it. Oh, give me. Come on, baby. Swing at anything up there. Ain't no home. Ain't no home person. Heads up, heads up, heads up. Yeah, I'm sending this shit back to Premier. Oh, straight. It's all right, guys. That was outside. Ball. That was right out there. That's a ball. 2-2. That's a ball. That's outside. That's a ball. Come on, Don. Let's get it. What the? Okay, let's go. Get there, Dylan. Strike.
Oh.
Go, 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 go. Let's go, let's go. Angel bases are loaded. I know, I'm about to roll. Get on. It's you? It's yours? I knew it. Hell of a game. I knew it. You didn't score not one time. It was a hell of a game. That's a good game. Let's go, gentlemen. One more inning. Good luck. Done. We bat last. It don't matter. That was 5. Y'all can't come back. We bat last. All right. Over. I was just warming up. I mean, yeah, he was a loser, so we're not giving him no time. We won, y'all forfeit. Cupcake bowl. Hold on, record this shit one more time. He said tweet. Look what they need to beat me. Record this. And they only won by 2. Put the fucking video on. They only won by 2, and look what they need to beat me. Bull. Look what they did. You cheater, bull, anyway. I feel like LeBron. Everybody get juice to beat me. 7-5. Look what they had to get. You was 26-3. We won. Where's the water? Where's the water? With all them cheaters.
Well, you know, Itamar Cordero really orchestrated this. He was a former barber graduate, barber teacher graduate, and we have the monotonous day of school and activity and work, and school and activity and work, and school mannequins and clients and mannequins. And he said, yo, I remember when I was in high school, we looked forward to having a field day. He said, can we do that? I'm like, yeah. He's like, really? I'm like, yeah. So you planned it, you set it up, well, we'll make it happen. Like, it's definitely doable. It just gotta make sense. So we ask of the students a lot. We require for them to put in for the success, you know, be an advocate for your education, work hard for what it is that you want. We'll position you for it, but this is a way to give back. I live by the motto, serve your needs by serving the needs of others. So right now I'm serving them by cooking for them. I know that we've served them by providing the education, but this is just another form of serving for them. So I just want to continue to serve them in any capacity that I can. They're having fun playing basketball, softball. Chris over there slid into third base, took one for the team, so he's got a gash on his leg, and it just kind of shows the commitment. You know, Chris is one of our instructors. If he's committed to sliding into third base, you know he's committed to making sure that you get the right education you need to be successful. So
that's awesome.
Okay. Yo, we got rice, potato salad, macaroni salad. We got chicken. Anybody want more burgers?
That rice look like it's here. So who made that? I'm from Miami.
The special was a side.
Vaya, güey. Vaya, güey. Nigga, wig strip.
No, stop. Bro, you think you bro? You think you made a catch,
Nah, bro, chill.
Bro,
right.
I got yours in. I got a cutter. I know. Don't move. That's how you feel, man? That's how you feel?
So we're doing hair confusion. I'm manipulating the hair to do what I wanted to do. So we're gonna go sort of like a Wolverine based on his hair. Now his hair's not cut for it. So the challenge is can I make it look that way? The foundation of a great hairstyle is a great haircut. This cut that he has isn't made for this. Sure. So I have to manipulate it to make it look like it's for that. But if he was an actor and he was wearing his hair a certain way, that cut would be specific to him all the time, so that way it's quicker to style. Okay? Right. I would need more product and a bunch of more other things to make the hair do what I need because it's not cut that way, but let's see what we can do. So in the middle, I flatten it, right? This goes forward. So did you see what I did? I wiggled the brush. Why I wiggled the brush?
To grab the hair.
To get what?
To the base of the hair.
Yeah, but I did want the base, but say that again? Tension. If I go like this, I don't have no tension. But if I wiggle it, I can yank his head. So it's not, so this is over directing, this is not. Right, because this is following the natural fall of the hair. This is going contrary to the natural fall of the hair. Notice I'm not perfecting the style right now. You notice that? So everyone who was styling his hair was trying to give the finished look right away. You got to focus on building the house up. The finished look is at the end. You paint the house at the end. You don't paint the house in the beginning, right? You were all going at, let me finish and make the overall look of the style. It's not going to last if you don't focus on the foundation. That's why when I felt it, I said it's wet. It's not going to, look how long it's taking me. We didn't even get there yet. One of the things that was happening, his sides was too short to really push all that back. This is too short for this look. So what I have to do is I got to confuse the hair shaft. I really got to manipulate this to flatten this out so that it has more of a drastic look. So what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna try and wet some of this because I have to really confuse this hair shaft into going up.
There's a whole can of hairspray behind you.
I'm going to use the hairspray.
The whole can.
I'm going to use like probably the entire can of hairspray. No.
You gotta do it with the fire first.
Yeah, you gotta light the fire.
So, you see this little wave I got happening here? Yes. Yeah, watch. Create a bend in it. Get that to stay up. He'd probably be really surprised by this too.
You're really surprised. Oh yeah, I knew he was gonna do that.
At his scalp is better, right?
Yeah, I like putting it on the inside first.
That's what I'm saying. More effective, right?
Mm-hmm. Now,
That's dope, Johnny Bravo.
his hair isn't cut for this style. So you'll have the challenge of trying to make it look that way.
Hairspray on the fingers?
Hairspray a little and some water, yep, to soften that up. Because it was a little like chalky.
You didn't teach me this.
That's because you never pull out your mannequin.
Yeah, I was just doing Brad Pitt from, what's it called the other day?
So look, you could take some of this Grab this little bit of hair right there.
To make those spots like.
To make those little spiky spots if you want.
Spiky.
Mm-hmm. But the look is about making the look last. That show.
So how long this lasts?
The show I played earlier when I was on stage, like we had to dance and perform under lights and heat and jumping around. All those artists that you see dancing and what they do.
Had like 6 cans of hairspray in their hair.
It's on there, bro. Have you seen the videos where the guys do the comb over? They put the
so look what I did. You see how I sprayed it first? Then I went and combed through it. And I'm holding it.
The barber for a reason.
So I can have those separations. Look how far away I am with the blow dryer.
Doesn't even give
I'm gonna spray it first.
That's why you had to
see that? I'm gonna hit it again.
That Chris has showed
you can also make all of these hairs move.
Stand up too?
No.
Tease it a little.
You can make it flow with it.
You hear Sarah's
You can
question?
separate the hair. She said, "How about if you tease it a little bit to do what?"
To make it stand like the hair in the front and the one in the back.
Oh yeah, you can if you want it to stand. I don't want the back to stand. I want this to be flat. Yeah. You see how I'm creating these separate sections of hair?
Because you're getting it to flow towards where the front's falling?
Exactly. I'm just creating, and this one I'm gonna go this way, and this one I'm gonna go this way. I'm gonna keep coming this way.
To go in the swirl.
Exactly. I'm following his natural, or the way that I manipulated the hair to go. This skill set that I have right here to be able to do this kind of stuff, when I was going behind stage volunteering, sweeping with the broom and just helping people who were in the show, I was learning how to be prepared for a show. That's what I didn't talk about earlier today because it wasn't the main focus. But what I did was I developed this skill set from going to cosmetology school and knowing what I was doing. So while I was back there sweeping and somebody needed help, I was like, I can help, I can assist. We didn't have social media be like, yo, look what I can do. People who are working would be like, can you help? Yo, grab that flat iron and can you? No problem. And it's like, oh, if I tell them I have an experience, I got cosmetology, I'm a barber, I can help out however you want. Now I'm behind the stage serving somebody, learning as they're preparing. So when it was my turn,
I knew every step.
Right, but because I knew what I was doing, I wasn't going to disappoint the person. They may not have been being judged on this model, maybe being judged on that model, but this is a piece of the stage, a piece of the puzzle. So you see this, you're like, oh my God, but this is the one they're getting judged on. This hair needs to travel all the way up. So
how about if you use like the tension side of the comb?
I did, and it was what it was doing was it was bending in and pushing it because it's too short. So great example. That's what I did. I used this side to try and hold it, but then as I was going, because the hair was too short, it started to bend it the wrong way. So how you would make this hair come up here for this haircut, all of this hair is over directed here and cut here.
And then pull back to style.
And then it's styled backwards. So when you see guys with a cut and they don't have a hard line, Nick, the guy who came for the wedding. So he didn't want any of this cut. He didn't want no shape up. He didn't want nothing. His hair was long. His girl liked a longer style. That cut would have been coming down here, over directing it this way. Sort of like Henry. Cut it this way. Everything comes to here, from here to here. All of this then gets blow dried into the style. And then you would transition this in depending on what you were doing in the back. But for this cut, all of this hair need to be cut down here and then over directed back, because this hair here is traveling to here. When you blow this hair up, it ends here. You see that? We got him looking like Wolverine. Now we gotta send him upstairs before y'all wash him and do something else with it. But this is just hair manipulation. I would like this to be a little more like this, but he doesn't have a lot of hair.
He said, damn.
You can. She said you could use a toothbrush for this. You absolutely can use a toothbrush. Yeah.
Oh, to lay it.
You can use a toothbrush to really push this down. Absolutely, 1,000%. 1,000%.
You've used a toothbrush to style before?
Bro.
They sell for edges.
So girls do that for their edges and all that. Yeah. But when you're behind the scenes at a production, for a play, for a movie set, you got to use whatever you can to work. Do you see how I then separated all this to kind of go with the look? Because then it's a more complete look now. If not, it was just flat. Now it looks like it was purposefully done for this look.
Ace Ventura.
Right. We were trying to get to Wolverine, but it ain't long enough for that. But yeah, it's definitely Ace Ventura. I'm working from his world. You see that? I'm using this I'm not fighting against this. This is what the hair is doing from here. So I'm just following what the hair is doing and then just put it into the style.
No, that's so weird. I hate it.
Good.
You taking a picture of a haircut? That's awesome.
Yeah, I need a hairstyle now.
You need a hairstyle?
Yeah, I'm dark here and light here.
You got no hair.
I got drop top.
That red one, the red one.
What happened?
That's Tyrik. Ready?
Perfect. I don't know. So, guys, thank you for joining on the live. We're here at Premier Barber Institute. We're doing another graduation ceremony or acknowledgement today.
Y'all started December, right? November. I remember when y'all started. I ain't gonna lie, it was a couple times. Where is he? But when you were here, it was always work. And I know you guys both came in with a lot of experience or a good amount of experience. It allows me to not to sound crazy, but to not give you guys that much of a focus and kind of focus on the other guys because you guys were picked it up a little bit quicker and you were also able to help the other students. Proud of you guys for real. I know y'all gonna do great things. I know you already got the studio going. You gonna have your shot. I already know that. I think your character is built for it. Congrats. Thank you.
Shot. You're nothing but professional. And one thing I'm going to say is that about a few weeks ago, Edomar and I were talking on Friday, talking about appointments that we had after school and everything. We were talking about like, man, I'm feeling going on today. I might just cancel it. And Jose overheard. He was like, no, I can't do that. I was like, what do you mean? He goes, the other day I was thinking I had a few appointments at the school today, and I was like, I can feel it, but he said that, if you don't want to Chris do this every day, I can do it too. That's what bothers me, man. So I appreciate both of you, and congrats.
A few things I want to say is that when we decided to open up Premier Barber Institute, is to give everyone an opportunity to find something that they love doing in this profession and make it happen. Not just standing behind a chair, whatever that may be. And I know when you came in, Shot, yes, nail on the head, Mr. Professional, for sure. We've had our talks. You picked my brain a couple of times and said, hey, can I borrow you for like 10 minutes real quick? And we sat there and we talked about your platform that you created for scheduling. We talked about technology. We talked about a bunch of different things involving this industry other than just cutting hair or doing a fade or a shape up. And that's really what it is, exposing students to other things outside of just standing behind the chair. This is the gateway, this is the doorway, this is the threshold. And you walk through that threshold and then there's a plethora of things that you'll learn while here if you're taking advantage of it. Jose, my maintenance guy. I mean, anytime something was going on, he's like, "What you need? I got you. I got 2 bags in the trunk. What's up? What you doing?" One day I remember I pulled my car out back, and this guy was helping me put something under the bottom of the car. It was hot. We was sweating. We were underneath the car with the drill, and then even that day, the thing broke off. It was unbelievable. It was just hilarious within 24 hours. But no matter what was going on in the school, in the classroom, in the clinic, if there was a leak, if there was something, Jose was right on top of it. Like, "Yo, you got a leak downstairs? I don't know what you want to do about that. I got some tools in the back. What are we gonna do about this?" So this is entrepreneurship. There's 2 different types of entrepreneurial mindsets, right? But you have the person who's a hustler, the grinder, that's going to make it happen and is going to find a way to fix it. You have the other person that's more strategic and structured and has this different. So this is Premier Barber Institute. You will see different students graduate from here. Some of you guys, when you get up here and we talk about you, there are things that we've been observing over the time that you've been here, right? And this is an example. You heard Dan say you have a military background. You have someone who worked in a corporate setting for a while and said, "You know, I've been cutting illegally for a long time." He's here setting up the tables along with K-Dot when K-Dot was a student here. And they would set up the lighting and get it set up to make it easier for me to do what I do every Tuesday. So thank you so much for that. These guys have been a tremendous asset. I live by a motto: serve your needs by serving the needs of others first. I believe that the reason these guys are willing to serve my needs because they feel that Premier Barber Institute, this establishment, and what we've done is serving their needs to become a professional barber.
My experience here at this school has been like really like no other. Like, it's different when you make it through something and this is something you picked on your own. Like, nobody forced you to do it and you're not just flying through and just like school and everything. Like, I went to high school, graduated, left from high school, went to the Army, graduated, came here, graduated. It's like, to be able to complete everything that you want to do and like just know that drive and just keep going, like it's different, especially when this is something that you pick. Like, I didn't want to go to the Army. I went there because I didn't want to go to college. That was the only other option, you know? This was never an option. So when the entrepreneur stuff started getting bigger and I see all my friends, they doing clothing and everything, I'm like, what am I going to do? I'm like, because obviously I don't want to work for somebody, you know? Like, it was never my intention to ever want to work for somebody. I had my first job when I was 14 years old, like grinding, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's different. Like, that's all because of my life. Like, I had to, like, that was stuff that I needed to do in order to be able to make it, to come here and just like, this is something that, to put everything to the side, all your life issues and everything to the side, just to focus on you for once, it's different. It's different. Like, y'all all blessed to be here. Like, it's a humbling experience to come here and like the mentors that we get at this school. Like, everybody be talking crazy about Dan. Dan's a great guy, you know? Like, Dan is amazing. Dan is amazing. Like, Dan did so much for me. Dan, Tyrik, Chris, Edemar, like all these instructors, they helped me out so much. Like, for me to only be here 10 months and grab everything that I grabbed in these 10 months is life changing. Like, this is going to make me for my next steps. Like, this is it. So that's really it. You know, just keep driving forward. This program is amazing. Like, just get everything that you can out of it.
Awesome. Thanks. Michael?
Oh man. Mr. Tyrik Jackson, I appreciate you on so many levels for creating an environment in these four walls, in this space, to be able to learn, express, and create what we want within this hair industry. I mentioned Red the Barber before, so there's a little story. I was over there cutting at a shop when we had one of the breaks here, and he's like, "Man, what are you guys doing up at Premier? That looks so crazy. Like, we didn't do anything like this in school. I'm gonna have to come check it out." And I was like, "Yeah, it's like we're doing." He's like, "It's amazing." He's like, "You know, it takes someone that really loves what they do to be able to create something like that, and you know, you see it every day. You truly, you know, love what you do, and it shows. It all the students appreciate it. I think, you know, it leads us to be able to, you know, be the best versions of ourselves." And then one other quick thing, you know, more than just a barber. I know you've heard a million times you're a great barber, but just look at what you've created here. You know, there were times when I would see you, I'm like, we're in school, where's Tyrik? You know, you got little headphones in, you're walking around setting up the media and everything. That's motivating, you know, because it shows that you can excel within the barber path, but then take it to different levels, and you've done that. You know, you've taken it to a completely different level of, you know, I can't even explain how you did that. So truly amazing. So I thank you for that, and Premier. You know, it's really been a blessing in my life, you know, meeting each and every one of you. You know, you guys have a great opportunity on your hands. I know we're all in here doing this, and I just want to wish all of you the best of luck. I tried to speak with each of you individually throughout. I could have something to say for each, but I tried to give you the praises as I went through the program. You guys are all amazing barbers. You guys all look great today. Truly awesome, and I just appreciate everything. It was a blessing to meet each and every one of you. And also thank you to my clients that have supported me throughout this time. Y'all are great, so thank you all, and I wish you all the best of luck in your continued career paths.
I mean, we could probably talk for another 45 minutes, but what I want to do is I want to get to the most important part of why you all are here is to celebrate the completion of the thing. For some of you guys, you started the thing. For these guys, they've actually completed it. And so I want to get to that place, if y'all don't mind. You ready, Chris? Mm-hmm. All right. So we're going to start with Jose first. Premier Barber Institute. This certifies that Jose Delgado has completed the course study prescribed by the State Board of Barber of Education for Barbering. This diploma has earned all the rights and privileges pertaining therein. This 27th day of September is not official, sir, until you ring the bell. All right, move it. Yeah. 65. Premier Barber Institute. This certifies that Michael S. Shockley has completed the course of study prescribed by the State Board of Education for Barbering. This diploma has earned all the rights and privileges pertaining therein. This 27th day of September. It's not official, sir, until you ring the bell. All right, Sean. Thank you all. We got to do our little selfie, and thank you all for joining us on live today. Thank you for your comments. Make sure you follow these guys. You guys want to share out your Instagram real quick?
Yeah, you know, you can follow me on _D. My page is going to be popping real soon, but follow me, you know. Great content.
I'll tag them.
Right to it. Follow me at The Barber Shock, and y'all stay tuned. It's going to be awesome.
Awesome. Thank you guys for joining us. Everybody good? Yeah. Yeah. Woo! Here we go. Yeah, who's going to take the picture first? K-Dot, you got it? We're going with K-Dot.
All right. Y'all ready?
Yeah, Jose, hold it up.
Come on, cuz. 1, 2.
No smile.
3. All right, hold that pose. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. For sure, I love the pen.
Nigga coming off
Oh, forget about you. Oh, bro. How you One, 2, 3. One, 2, 3.
I was saying thank you to both of the models, but seriously, I couldn't even get all the words out. I tried to.
No, you did great.
Down, but
you did great. Thank you. Well, you're part of it. You know, to be honest with you, the students come in, you make Premier better. You do. You elevate our teaching, you elevate clinic experience, you elevate all of that. So you guys make the instructors better, you make what I do better, and you're bringing my dream and my vision to fruition and then elevating it. The reason I'm able to walk around and do those things is because you guys are helping me to continue to elevate what I'm already doing. So. And I'm sure you'll be back.
Yeah,
I'm sure you'll be back.
this isn't. I'll be in contact and everything like that.
Right.
But not appreciate everything.
For sure. I mean, this is what the days look like. I mean, it really, really do. From morning, going through school, traveling, coming back, checking in on the shop, seeing what's. It doesn't stop. It really doesn't. And then to go home and do the home life, you know, that doesn't stop either.
Yeah.
You know, it's nonstop, especially with us renovating the house right now. It's an ongoing process for us. And my wife, she says to me, are you going to be done soon? Because I haven't seen you all weekend.
Oh, yeah, that's why I was, yeah.
So I was planning on us stopping to eat, but she was like, I cooked dinner.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, all right, okay. We haven't seen you. I'm like, all right, got it.
Which is a true statement.
It is. I got it. I understand. Been there, done that. So, you know, she's really good about it. She's really good about it. But they really haven't seen me since like Thursday.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. You know, and then going home yesterday that quick, it wasn't.
That was a touch and go.
Yeah, it wasn't a, you know, you're here.
Quality.
Right, with us doing us stuff.
Yeah. Can you remember the first time you cut your hair and what the expectation was when you got that first cut?
Oh my words.
Because you were still trying to learn your hair and what it was, because since it was a new hairstyle too.
The thing is that I let him do whatever he wants.
Ah, I see.
So it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. No matter what he does, I like it.
Gotcha.
You know, I mean, he's colored it.
He's colored it.
He's colored it.
Oh, okay.
I had like a hot pink before.
Really?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We even did a bald fade once.
For real?
Yes. Yep.
So that's trust.
Oh yeah.
That's a lot of trust there.
Believe me, I trust him. I do.
You know, what's one of the things you like about every time I cut your hair? Something different.
Oh my God, it's something different. You cut it different. The way you use different scissors, you chop it different. It's just different every single time. I love it. I mean, it's
she shared with me one time.
Yeah.
She says, you know what I like about when you cut my hair? It's never exactly the same approach, but the results are what I want.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I always have because I don't believe in the cookie cutter system, but I do have learn the rules like a pro so you can break them like an artist. So there are some fundamentals that I definitely go to all the time. They're go-to things, but I also feel what her hair is doing, so that way I know what direction I want to go with it.
Yeah.
I know what she wants ultimately, and today we're going to go a lot shorter, right? Mm-hmm. We're going to go a lot shorter today. Generally, I don't cut with guidelines, and so today, you know, you'll see where I'm cutting, and I won't be cutting with guidelines. I'm actually going to cut from. I'll texturize the top and trim the top after the fact, but I'm going to blend from the top down.
Okay. Awesome. So being an artist, you think is, I wouldn't say be the cheat code, but it sounds like it contributes to a lot of how you approach things outside the box. Would that be a fair assessment?
Yeah, I would say that that's fair. I don't think that you have to have artistic ability to cut hair. There are some really strong fundamental things, shapes, geometry, math, science, that all contribute to how a haircut looks and the way that the shape of the cut's going to be. So you don't necessarily have to be an artist. Artistic ability comes in when you have a strong foundation and you know what the fundamentals are. If you know the rules like a pro, then you can break them like an artist. Does it help in setting you apart from what other people are doing? Yes, but the very first textbook in barbering says anyone with ordinary ability can become a barber. So you don't need to be advanced in this or have artistic. Anybody with ordinary ability, if you can get up and walk and talk and move, you can use your hands, you can be a barber. It takes it, but it also says right after that it takes a lot of repetition, a lot of hard work, and a lot of determination. It doesn't shy away from that. So the artistic and creative side only adds to the element of barbering. It's not what it always is. There's a basic fundamental in what barbering is, and then there's the creative side of what you make barbering to you.